Hello and welcome to the People Do That podcast.
On this podcast, we're going to talk to people that do epic shit with their lives.
These are people that are good at life. Because you know what?
People do that.
People do that?
People do that.
Well, I'll give you just a little bit, and I don't need a lot. Open up your heart, show me what you got. The sugar tastes sweet, coffee in the pot. Now give me just a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, now.
All right, guys, here we are again. Another People Do That podcast. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. I'm still hungover from Saturday. It's Tuesday, so I feel really great about myself.
Were you overserved at your own party?
I was overserved at my own party, celebrating the last of my children to get out of high school. So
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yes.
And Brian, you also.
Yep, on a pretty good hitting streak of grad parties and drinking and staying up way too late. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I apologize. I couldn't make the two parties. We opted to go to Flagstaff this weekend, and that kind of starts one of the most awkward experiences of my life that I'd like to share with you today if you have some time.
I'm here.
You're here for me?
I'm here.
Fire
Because I
away.
really
Yes.
need to know how you might have handled it had you have been in that situation.
All right.
So we're going to Flag. My daughter says, hey, if there's anything competitive you can sign my husband up for. He wants to do something. So I get on the website and check, and the community has a home run derby. So that I go to the website, they have a kids one and they have an adult one. So I sign myself and Tommy up for it's a wiffle ball home run derby. They have a sick little wiffle ball field there all set up. So we stroll down there, me, Tommy, Izzy, Kennedy, and the kids one is just finishing up and the place is packed. Like all these parents, kids are hitting bombs. Miguel Montero's son, I don't remember his name. He won the first one. It was awesome. So then it's time for the adults to come out. And it's me, Tommy, another dude. And then, so the cutoff for kids was 13 and under. Adults is 14 and up. So it's me, Tommy, the other dude, and about 15, 14-year-olds. So that was awkward already.
Yep.
And the parents are looking at us, looking at me.
What are you
like,
guys doing?
Look like idiots out there. So we just have fun with it the first round. Tommy gets called first. He goes, no home runs. He was frustrated. I get up there. I just start hitting dingers. You know, that's what I do. Just
Standard.
wiffle ball dingers.
Standard.
And
How many? How many?
I
in a row?
hit 6 in 50. You get 15 pitches.
Okay.
Last one's a money ball. I hit 6 home runs. So everybody goes. We're out there shagging, having a good time. People are drinking. It's amazing how many people are watching. And then they announce, okay, we're going into the final round, and there's just 4 left. So they announce the names, and it's now the finalists are 14-year-old Cameron Loesch and 14-year-old Owen Kendrick and 15-year-old, I don't know, probably Kaden something or whatever, and Mr. Vasquez. So
They didn't put your age?
no, they didn't put my age.
48-year-old.
But all these parents are looking at me like, what a dick. Like, what is he there? What is he
Yeah.
trying to prove?
Yeah.
So Tommy's out of it at this point. Kennedy's crying. So they get in the little golf cart and they all drive home. So now I'm just there by myself, competing with a bunch of kids in a home run derby. So as I'm sitting in the dugout waiting to go, I go third because I had the second most. So what do you do if you're in this situation? If you're me, I'm thinking A is you say you hurt your back and you can't go on and you just bow out. B, you play one way. Like they signed
Right.
up for it. It's the adult
That's
home
right.
run derby.
That's right.
Play one way. It's a game. It's fun. Or C, you try to find a way to get second place or any other options. Anybody?
I have a couple qualifying questions,
Yeah,
if that's
please,
okay.
please.
Was Julie still there? Was Julie there?
She never came because I think she could anticipate the awkwardness that was going to happen, and she wanted no part of seeing her husband compete. Okay.
Because if she's there, your ass would have been gone.
Right.
You would have been like hitting golf balls on the range or something.
Thank you. That's why I need her.
Okay.
Yes.
So number one, you would have been gone. The second qualifying question is you said you're the only one from your family there now?
At this point, yes.
Yeah, you got to go tell the director that you're going to go catch up with them and that the kid should duke it out. But there is
Damn it.
there is one asterisk there.
Yes.
You said a couple names very purposely, and I believe one of them is probably the son of former St. Louis Cardinals and Brewers pitcher Kyle Loesch.
Yeah, so Kyle Loesch's son was one of the kids.
Okay.
Howie Kendrick's son was Owen. He was
Okay.
one of the kids.
Okay.
I feel like I was in a dream, but Cody Ross was watching. His son didn't show up, but Cody was watching. Derek Anderson, former Cardinals quarterback. So they're all there watching.
Derek
they
Manderson.
They all made the adult decision to not sign up for the adult home run derby. And the moms were really into it. The moms were really into their kids winning
Oh,
this.
my God,
Yeah.
dude.
Freaking horrible. It was horrible. I was ready to throw up. So I'm sitting and I'm like, I don't know what to do. If I bow out, then that doesn't, I mean, that kind of looks lame, but I probably should have done that. Or I just go at it. Or I try to figure out how to get second. Or like Reid said earlier, you
Now,
stop
do you-
signing up for stuff like that.
Reid, what say you?
Would have never got myself to that point. Competitive events. Signing up for a competitive events as an adult ended at about 23.
Oh, my
Damn
God.
it. You guys are making me feel
Yeah, get
so much
fucked,
worse.
Tim. Get
So
fucked.
much worse. This is just one of 200 awkward Tim Vasquez stories that I have to share on this podcast.
Tim, but I will say Tim's got a tremendous feel, so I would guess that there was somewhere in between giving an effort and still falling a little bit short of the of raising the trophy.
I think we're about to
Beating
find
the
out that he
kids.
won it.
I mean, that's basically my life mission. Just give a little effort,
Just
but fall a little
bit.
short. What I
Yeah.
tried to do here. So the first kid got 1. Next kid got 6. And this was a kid, he was a little cocky, and he did the one-handed wiffle ball swing, which I just felt like it was so disrespectful to
Yeah.
wiffle ballers
Yeah.
to do the one-handed. So
Not happy with that.
I didn't know what I was going to do. So I got up there, and I just started swinging, and I couldn't not hit dingers. Like, I just couldn't stop hitting the ball out of the park. And I was feeling the adrenaline of these guys around me and the moms, the wives, and just, I was feeling it. So before you know it, I had 5 with 1 pitch to go, which was the money ball, which would have put me above and into first place. And I just pissed on it. 400 feet to left field, out of the park. I am the winner at this point.
Okay.
Which was horrible. I don't know what happened, what came over me. I'm like in a fog right now because then I went and out to shag and I'm like, I just messed up my life. Like everybody here is going to hate me. Why would I do that? Why wasn't Julie here to tell me not to do that?
Right.
So then little Owen Kendricks comes up. You know, he's lefty, wind's blowing a little out to right to his favor. He just starts mashing. And I'm praying for this kid to beat me. Please beat me. Because that was my goal. Get second place. That's perfect. And he comes down. He's 1 behind me, 1 pitch left. He hits a missile. It goes out. Crowd goes crazy. Everybody dogpiles him on the mound. I'm so happy. End up in second place. Owen Kendricks is your home run champion. But I still look like a dick. And the worst part is the golf cart was gone. My family was gone. And so the solo old man has to walk home.
And they saw it.
And they all saw me just slowly lose and then walk up a hill back to our cabin, never to be seen again.
So first of all, they need to change this. There needs to be kids, tweens, and adults.
Yes.
Because we want those big leaguers out there.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a reason why we're all here,
Yes.
right? Like, let's see this.
Right.
And let's see who's still got it, or 50 and
Right,
you pull
yeah.
a muscle in your back.
Right.
So whoever ran that deal, they need to reevaluate that. I would definitely email that guy and ask that.
And also let him know that when I compete, I want to beat the best of the best.
That's
so
right.
Bring on Cody Ross.
That's right.
Bring on Kyle Loesch.
Yeah,
Let's go.
we want these guys.
Let's go.
We want them.
So speaking of competitive guys, should we bring on our guest?
Let's do it. Who do we
Yes.
got?
We got Widd Workman. Should we bring him on?
Yeah, we're going to ask him what he would have done, too.
Yes, for
Oh,
sure.
I have a
yes,
feeling we know.
for sure. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm pumped to introduce our guest today. Widd Workman has truly lived an incredible life. Born a very white boy in Nogales, Arizona, Widd grew up as an exceptional athlete, playing all the sports all the time. He was a 3-sport letter winner in high school before pitching and winning the state championship for Gilbert High School. After turning down college football offers, he went to BYU to play baseball and then transferred to ASU after a church mission where he and I became lifelong friends. Widd was drafted to play pro baseball a record 4 times, and the last time was in the 3rd round by the San Diego Padres. Fast forward quite a lot of years, and Widd is the 15-year owner of Diamondback Physical Therapy, where he's helped thousands of athletes get back to the sport and regular folks get back to life. Widd is an exceptional father of 5 and a dream of a husband, yet his wife, Shayla, mows the lawn. I still scratch my head at that. Oh, and did I mention he also knows how to play the didgeridoo? I give you the legendary Widd Workman.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And he threw the legend at you, too.
Yeah,
he
he's
did, and then
legendary.
he slammed it back down with my wife mows the yard for sure.
And is Shayla still mowing the yard?
For Christmas, I got her a riding lawnmower. Probably the best thing I've ever done. Like,
Every woman's dream.
if I could show you the pictures of her doing Brodies in the cul-de-sac.
So tell us about life in Nogales. That's a different upbringing.
Yeah, so I grew up in Nogales. My first memories, right on close to the border. The only gringo in school.
When someone comes from that part into Mesa, from Nogales or a border town or Mexico, they have to get integrated into English in the classroom, or maybe there's a bilingual teacher. Were the teachers speaking Spanish?
Yeah, when they didn't want me to know what was going on, quickly shift into Spanish, and all the other little Mexican kids would shake their head and then look at me funny. But everything was in English there, except for playground, right? The playground was all in Spanish.
Did you learn how to speak Spanish?
A little bit.
Un poco.
A little bit. Un poquito. Tira la pelota, throw the ball.
Oh, you probably learned more playing pro ball than you did growing up in
Yeah,
Nogales.
but that's not Spanish I could say here. Like, I don't know what the audience is.
Oh, you
but-
can say whatever you want here. Trust me, we're going to say a lot worse shit than you are.
So my Spanish went from tira la pelota to donde te duele, right? Where do you hurt?
Yes. And how do you say elbow? Because I'm sure elbow was a lot of it.
Yeah.
And how many brothers and sisters? Family of what here at this point?
Family of five. So
Family of five. Yep.
me and my little brother, Win, are the bookends, and we got three sisters in the middle.
Are they W's?
Just Win.
Just win.
Yeah, just Win.
The girls didn't get the
Girls did not get the W's.
no.
What's
So
up?
tell us. Moving up to high school. I know that's what grade were you when you met Shayla?
So I met Shayla, my wife, friend in junior high, right?
Okay.
In Mesquite Junior High at 7th grade.
Wow.
I was trying to cheat off her homework. She denied that, didn't let me have it. But then we just were friends all the way through. We didn't start dating until our junior year in high school.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's when. At what point did you play her in 21 for the
So
first
here,
time?
Wait,
here's the deal. Here's the
wait,
deal.
player? Did you say player in 21?
Player in
Yeah,
21,
in basketball,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Like she,
Was
yeah,
that the qualifier
yeah.
to become the boyfriend? Like
It
you had to
wasn't
play
like
21?
7 minutes in heaven. It was just we played at 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we're sitting in class, right? And she'll deny this, but she was talking some smack about how good she was.
I believe that.
And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, I am the best athlete that I know. And there's no.
Wait, how old were you? How old were you when you were
This
saying?
was 16 maybe.
Okay, 16.
15, 16.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way, there's no shot a girl's going to beat me in basketball. And so we're like, yeah, after practice, I'm saying, you're going to play me after your basketball practice? I'm going to toast you. And so we got out on the court, one-on-one, and at one point she was beating me 18-0.
And you're not letting her.
No, I'm going right at it. Right, as
I've
hard
never
as I
seen
can go.
him let anybody beat him in anything.
As hard as I can go. And she's three-pointer, bang. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to run all the way out there. But she just never missed. She hit everything.
That's awesome.
And then I turned it around. Beat her 21-18 after, she made a rule no dunking, and I was like, no, that's not going to, I'm not going to just lose. But it was a good story.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait. Was it a 10-foot rim?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
his hops are ridiculous.
You were dunking on a 10-foot rim.
Yeah, yeah.
How old? How old? How tall are you?
Look at those arms, those knuckle
I don't.
scrapers.
That has nothing to do with dunking.
He just stands there and does it.
Back in the day, I could jump a little bit.
So what are you? 5'11", 6 foot?
I was 6'1", but that's
Not
coming
anymore.
down.
Shrinking.
That's coming down.
Yeah.
So at 6 foot, you're just dunking on her when you're down 18-0?
I had no other choice. I couldn't shoot. And my other sons play baseball, right? My youngest son is 14 years old. He's 6'4". He's all into basketball. So we went down the other day, and he was talking some smack. And I was like, I think I can still get it. And then I realized, no, I can't. But I did jump up and grab a fistful of rim, which surprised him.
God,
There
that
you
is
go.
insane.
That is insane. I was shocked when he was like, then the no dunk rule. I'm like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about, the no dunk rule?
Yeah, it
I
had
thought
to
there
be-
would be zero chance that you can dunk at 6
I could
foot,
never
6'1".
even dunk on 8-foot rims.
I could barely grab the net, and I was a professional athlete.
I'm just going to hold off on this one.
Yeah.
We're still talking about basketball, right? Jeez. Go.
So,
It's probably going to be a big thing there. I'm going to go with a competitive theme here since I know you're probably one of the most competitive people I know. You know my home run derby wiffle ball story. You know the dilemma that I had in the dugout. Do I take it easy on him? Do I withdraw? Or do I hit dingers?
Oh, he knows it.
Yeah, I had to share it with him this
Okay.
weekend
Okay.
because
Yeah, no,
I needed help.
if you
Those are the
sign
best.
up, you need to crush the little
Thank
kids.
you.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you,
need to
Widd.
crush
Wow.
them.
I mean, country
Wow.
club kids. I mean, who's feeling bad for country club
Wow,
kids?
I guess.
No, they need a story to go home and tell their kid that, like, yeah, I won it except for this old guy.
Except for Billy Madison. Billy showed up with his rocket arm and
Nope.
dodgeball.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Thanks,
So
Billy.
you say he should have done it. The next question is, when he's walking around the clubhouse at Pine Canyon now, is there going to be certain fathers or mothers looking around going, "That's the guy. That was him."
No, you walk around the clubhouse like, does anybody want a signature? I will sign that wiffle ball for you.
And that's why Widd's one of my best friends.
Man, we could talk probably
Yeah.
several hours on this because it infuriates me the way that I see parents treating this type of situation where it's like picking your sport at 12 years old and playing it 300 days out of the year wants me like I want to just like because the club said that we need to do this, right? Or like what's your take to parents? Like if someone's listening to this, there's going to be 14 people listening to this. Maybe one of them's a parent. Like maybe that parent is the parent of someone from club ball. What's like you have the utmost experience when it comes to this. What would you tell them?
So my biggest concern is when I'm treating the parents, the kid comes in with an arm injury, elbow injury, shoulder injury. First of all, if you've thrown with a sore arm, your likelihood of having real damage goes way up. Like the numbers just go way up. But I'll have little Tommy come in and check his arm and be like, hey, look, he's got little league elbow or he's got something going on. And his mom will say, or his dad will say, look, we just got to get him through the next tournament and then we can shut him down for 2 weeks. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
What are we doing for a little
Fake ring.
all-star? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dog tags.
Oh man, that makes me so angry.
So angry. And
So they abuse the kids, but they just don't understand. I think the parents don't understand what they're doing. And then the other thing is you feel like you're going to fall behind, right? If
Yeah.
my kid's not playing in club ball all year round, he's not going to be able to hang with the guys. And the problem is there's some truth to that. Like it's true. These kids are getting so good so fast. Brian can probably attest to that more than anybody. But the real good athletes,
They'll
Make
find
up.
them. Yeah,
They
they'll
make
fi-
up.
yeah, they'll
But the
find
real
them.
good athletes are still trying to play
Multiple
multiple sports,
sports,
right?
yeah.
Running
And it's
track
always
or-
a question I have for kids and at the high school senior level or in the college, like how long did you play multiple sports? Because you can just assume, right? But it's becoming it's less and less that they're now just playing year round.
Right.
And yes, it's the FOMO, right? The fear of missing out.
Right.
And
That's
it's
right.
usually from the parent. And the kids, there are kids that hey, why aren't you playing another sport? Like, I just kind of lost my love for it. I liked playing in the games. I liked playing Friday nights, but I hated practice
Right.
Monday through Thursday.
Right.
I wasn't going to do it.
I think the parent addiction is real. Like, I mean, I know I went through it, but now I can see it with more perspective. But there was a time when our kids were 11, 12 playing ball together. There's nowhere I'd rather be than Big League Dreams or Cactus Yards on a Saturday night. If somebody gave me front row tickets to the D-backs, I'd rather be watching my favorite player on the club team playing. And then if he can do that again the next weekend and again the next weekend, you just get addicted to it because there's nothing that feels better than watching your kid in your pride and joy out there doing great things, and you lose sight of reality. And it's hard to do, but you see it happen all the time. And now with perspective and somebody wise like Wiz, you always had good perspective on it, I thought.
My wife made me.
I was going to say, let's go back to Shayla.
So just because of my experience, I'm like, look, my kids, like they wanted to pitch a little bit, but I told them, look, you only pitch if you can't hit. That's why.
Damn, that's
Good
fucked
life
up.
work. That hurts. That hurts.
I mean, we got 3 pitchers in the room. right?
rounded,
Yeah.
and I couldn't hit either, but I didn't pitch.
So we were talking about kids playing three sports. You played multiple sports as long as you could. You're a great football player. I've seen your highlights from Gilbert High, running back, kickoffs, and playing baseball. But didn't play football your senior year. Is that right?
No, so the last play of my junior year, ran a ball back, got tackled, landed on my shoulder, and broke my collarbone. And at that point, I was starting to get some interest in baseball, and I just thought, nope.
Right or left?
Left.
Okay, so
Yeah.
That's good.
So I liked football. I mean, you brought the point up, like football practice sucked. And two-a-days sucked, and wind sprints at the end sucked. But Friday nights, man.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Nothing better.
Friday nights were awesome.
Yeah.
But it wasn't awesome enough to
Yeah.
play the next year. So instead of playing football that next year, I started swimming because I thought, hey, that's really good for your arm. And now as a therapist, I realized that's probably not the best move, but I did it.
Oh, really? It's not.
Really?
Well, so here's the deal. Everything in baseball is coming forward, right? So you develop the front side and the back side tends to be weaker. So when you get in the pool, everything is still forward, and so you develop really big pec muscles, if you can't tell, big pec muscles. Is there video on this?
I could
Pull that
tell.
out. Pull the lens out.
So it probably wasn't the best rehab plan, but at the time I thought I was.
How'd you do as a swimmer?
I made the state finals in the 50-yard freestyle.
It's crazy. So just like, I'm just not going to play football, and I'm going to just go swim for
It's ridiculous.
Swim.
fun. So what was your decision-making process on, what sport to play in college, where to go?
But I mean, it was no decision-making process is in regards to what sport. Like I was not going to be a swimmer. Track was great, but it was baseball. It was always baseball. So I started getting interest by the Dodgers were probably the first. Eddie Bain.
Yep.
Everybody knows Eddie Bain in this area. He put together the first scout
team.
team, right?
That's
and
still the base for me. That was scout ball.
everybody, and if you were good, you got invited to play in his scout team, right?
Yeah.
Which was fantastic. It was awesome, great experience. But that's where it was. And then I started getting interest from colleges. ASU came to the house, ASU was it, right? That's
Who was the coach at that time?
So Jim Brock.
Jim Brock?
Jim Brock came to the house. They were really nice. They asked me if I was going to go on a mission. I said yes, and they said, "See you in 2."
Yeah.
So the mission was a key piece, right? I wanted to serve a mission for my church, and that led BYU. I mean,
They're a little more understanding when it comes.
That's what was left on the table.
They get it. Now, at that time, it was also, did you leave, was it the idea you go your freshman year and then you leave for your mission? Or guys were leaving? It had to do with age.
Yeah,
more
so
than
it was
anything else.
19 years old back
19,
back
okay.
then. Now
Okay.
it's 18. They moved it down, but
Okay.
so 19 years old. I had a whole year to.
Go play ball?
Yeah, go play ball.
Okay.
So I went up to BYU and played a year ball there. It was kind of nice to get out of the house, start to experience life a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with a mission. Can you tell me, like, where did you go to Brazil, or did you go somewhere cool, Hawaii?
It had to
or-
be. He used that Spanish, right?
Yeah.
That-
Oh, yeah. He's
that
got to
Nogales
use the Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this Spanish
Mexico
and go.
City.
And I'm going
Tucson.
to take it to.
Well, here's the deal. So if you've been around this area long enough, you see the missionaries open it up, right? You're called to serve. I was like, Elder Workman, you're hereby called to serve in Des Moines, Iowa.
Very popular.
And I was like,
Is that
man,
just outside of Des Moines? Yes.
my reading skills might not have been up to par?
Did you really read it like
Yeah, I
that?
totally did.
Des Moines.
I'm heading to Des Moines.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
right next-
Desmond
It's right next to Illinois.
Oh my God.
Tremendous.
So you were reading the card and you said that.
I said out loud.
Was everyone quiet, or did they just clap because you said something?
No, I thought I was going French speaking, right? No, I'm going Des Moines. Yeah, so they were all like, "Hey, that's great. We're going to have to talk to you after this." It's Des Moines.
It's Des Moines.
Hopefully you didn't have your English, high school English teacher there. Or,
Yeah, that was so long ago. I don't even remember who's there, who wasn't.
wow.
Oh,
So then
tremendous.
tell us about the mission.
So mission was great. You're really structured, right? The whole purpose is to bring people to Christ, right? That's what I went out for. You give up schooling, and you're not around family. Nowadays, like my son just got home off his mission, and we could FaceTime him. But back in those days, it was letters. You can call home on Mother's Day and Christmas. That's it.
Wow.
So you spend all your day just looking for people who want to know more about Christ.
I gotta imagine. So I'm from Chicago, Des Moines, Midwest. Run into a lot of devout Catholics in Des Moines.
Desmond, yes. So, getting shut down a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Knocking on doors. Back then, we knocked on a lot of doors. It was character building for sure. Right. Like you had to be able to handle somebody saying not interested, and that was nice. If they said they're not interested, that was a good
Right.
turn down. Right.
Nice way.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was very character building. I would say.
Wow.
So then you get back from your mission, and it's on to ASU. Finally said, "All right, we're interested."
Yeah. So I came back home off my mission. I played in the Arizona Collegiate League. wasn't great back then either, but it was something to do. And they played their games at Packard, and I got on the mound and I was pitching, and Pat Murphy just happened to be in Packard Stadium at the time. And after the game, he's like, "Hey, come here. Who are you? What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I played at BYU." And he's like, "How about you play at ASU?" And I was like, "How about yeah?
All right.
How about yes,
Yeah.
absolutely." So that's how that happened.
Did you think about signing pro? Because you got drafted while you're on your mission, right?
Yeah, so a year into my mission,
Yeah.
I got a phone call. Again, we didn't talk to our parents or whatever, so I got a random phone call. "Hello, this is Elder Workman." And on the other end of the line, I heard, "Hello, this is your mom." And I was like, "Mom, like we can't, like we're not supposed to be talking here."
Yeah.
She goes, "No, I talked to your mission president. It's okay. You were just drafted by the Chicago Cubs back in the day, like 97th round. Like I don't know how many rounds it went, but so." I was actually in Des Moines at that time. Their AAA teams in
AAA,
Des Moines,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we got to go play catch on the field.
Nice.
Two Mormon missionaries playing catch on the field. So that was really fun.
You said no.
Yeah, obviously I had a
Okay.
year left in my mission.
Yeah.
Came home. The Angels drafted me right as soon as I came home. And I love the Angels. I would have loved to sign with them. But because I hadn't played for 2 years and I had Tommy John surgery, they weren't going to offer anything, and I wasn't going to sign for peanuts. So that's when I went back to ASU. And
That's the fascinating part, like the missionary being away on his mission, and at that time, like his age, because of his age, that's why he was eligible for the draft, and the fact that some scout had remembered you, and even though you hadn't picked up a baseball in a year, he remembered you, and they took that, and they could take those chances back then with unlimited rounds and all.
Right.
That.
But that's also
fascinating.
that's it. Like that, and then coupled with the fact that you didn't have a bunch of scouts calling you and like, "Hey, if we are able to give you this, will you do it?" Like you're just on a mission, getting a, "Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Where's the stadium at? I'll go play catch there." Like it wasn't like Brian Reid calling you and going, "Hey, we're thinking 38th if we can give you this or whatever." You just get a random phone call that you're drafted.
You've been drafted.
yeah,
Like-
and you know what? It was a feather in my cap. But looking back, like again, there's no limit to how many people they could draft. Like now, it's 20 rounds. Back in
Yeah.
the day, they go as long as until you're done drafting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was really fun. But again, I had Tommy John surgery right before I went on my mission, flew to California. Frank Job did my surgery, and I flew back. And so I literally hadn't picked up a ball for a year.
You made good use of your time. Like get Tommy John right before you, or right when you're on your mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't affect your baseball career at all because you weren't going to be playing then.
Yeah, but then he
Right.
also couldn't rehab the right way, and like
I
do it.
didn't
That's
rehab. I went to the doctor, and
That's
I'm like, "Look, I'm going to be out. Like, when do I know I can start throwing?" And he's like, "As soon as you can do 20 fingertip push-ups, you're good to go." And I was like, "I'll do that right now." I'm pretty sure I can. But
Wow.
no,
Yeah.
I did what I could on my mission. Right towards the end of my mission, I was in Cedar Falls and University of Northern Iowa. I had a team there, and I called the coach and said, "Hey, can I come throw batting practice?" And he's like, "Yeah, an arm to throw batting practice? Absolutely."
Free.
So I got out there, and it was the first time I'd thrown off the mound, and I was feeling pretty good.
and just wore their ass out.
And I started with batting practice.
Northern Iowa, bitch! I'm here.
I started with batting practice about halfway through. The coach is like, all right, put helmets on. Everybody get helmets on. I was letting it eat, just letting it eat.
The question is, did you already have a helmet on? And were you in your bike helmet, your short sleeve shirt, your little tie? My tie,
I'm picturing all of it.
just throwing gas.
Instead of fixing his hat, he fixed his little name tag.
I was giving away pitches because on curveball my tie would flip up a little bit.
That is
Jesus.
classic.
Love it.
Unreal.
So after I
Unreal.
got done with
story.
the batting practice, he's like, "Hey, are you going to go back to BYU? Any interest in playing in University of Northern Iowa?" And I was like, "No,
No.
thanks, but
Yeah.
Nice of him to offer. He thought it was a dream. Angels just shined upon him and sent you to. He probably would have converted by the end of it if you asked for that in your deal.
Dude, if you were short of baptism, you could have got him.
We can make a deal here. It's easy. We can do this.
April's quota's coming up. Here we go. Ding.
Bishop Mankey wants to know how many I got. Give me the scholarship, and you're coming with me.
That's hilarious. And then that's when we got to know each other at ASU. He was we were a close-knit team. I was there. It was my first year there, his first year there. We were both sophomores. I had a kid and a wife at the time, or a wife and going to be a kid. So I wasn't living the normal ASU life.
You were also Mormon.
No, I lived very much like a Mormon. My ASU.
You were beating him out.
How does he have a kid before me?
You're a slacker. What were you doing in Iowa?
It's true. You were behind. But our ASU experiences were very similar when it comes to the party life. There was not much of it.
So I was thinking, like, maybe they're going to ask me about ASU. And the first thing I can remember, and maybe you can talk about this, but I remember going into early workouts, like not baseball, just workouts, and Murphy coming in and saying, hey, look, we want to put you through a workout so hard that Stanford could not even do it.
I remember those words.
And I was like, shiver up and down my spine because we were already working out pretty hard. And every day I got done with the workout, and I'm like, I think I'm done. I think I'm not coming back tomorrow. And I look at Tuffy Ghostwitch, or was it Chip? Chip. I look at Chip in the locker and sitting in his locker, and he's catatonic, right? He's not even, his eyes aren't moving. Those were the hardest workouts I've ever been in.
Yeah, I remember Ryan Bradley just seeing his 2 partially eaten hot dogs from 7-Eleven that he had just eaten almost in full pieces and throw up right next to it. It was brutal, but it was a great time. I mean, looking back, but it was hard to,
Was it though? Was it?
Oh, it really was. I mean. Yeah.
You didn't party and you threw up hot dogs?
That part wasn't fun. For me, the best part was traveling to stadiums as a kid that I just dreamt about, like playing at Packard, going to USC, going to UCLA. Widd pitched a lot more than I did. I did have one outing at UCLA where Widd was a starting pitcher. He was on the mound, game hasn't started, and he starts his warm-up pitches, and Murphy's like, Vasquez, go get loose. Widd is just throwing in the first inning. The game hasn't started, and his warm-up pitches were so bad. I was in the pen getting loose, which I'm sure did wonders for your confidence out there on the mound.
I was like, I'll show him, and then I was out by the first.
Is that when Troy Glaus took you to the boneyard?
Troy Glaus, hit one off the trees. And then another outing, Widd, maybe you could talk about that time you were throwing gas down at U of A.
So I was starter most of the time, but we were down at U of A, and Murph's like, hey, you can be in the pen this week. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. That means I can just let it eat, let it go. And I'm watching the game, and we're playing really well, but we get in trouble, right? And the bases get loaded in front of me. And so I'm in the bullpen, and I'm throwing as hard as I can. Everything. I'm grunting in the bullpen, right? Snot bubbles, like the whole deal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
smelling salt type shit.
Let's
go, baby.
I could fight right now. Like, I don't even need to throw. I could fight right now. I get on the mound, and I could not have been more confident. Like, literally, I thought I was throwing 100 miles. The ball felt like a BB coming out of my hand. And my first pitch, boom. Grand slam. Just gave it up. Just gave it up. So fast forward a few years, I'm telling the story to the ball club that we're having, and Tim's like, hey, funny note to that, those were all my runs. You came in after me.
My ERA was never the same.
So you left the bases loaded, and
a
then
couple knocks and a walk. Murph got me out of there, and then I hadn't even sat down on the bench yet, and my ERA is just boom, boom.
Yeah, no.
That closes the book on Vasquez.
and that'll do it for Vasquez.
I cleared him pretty quickly. That ball went screaming out, though.
So then what do you do from there, post ASU?
So after ASU, got drafted by the Padres. Talked to my agent. He said, look, they're going to come in with a number. Don't sign. Give it some time. We can get some more money out of you. And they came in with a number, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's sign that now.
We could look it up. What was it?
Negotiator.
$150,000.
Okay.
$150,000.
At that time.
Which now is what they give guys who don't,
After the draft, I can give you that. Yeah.
And you were third rounder?
Third round, yeah.
That's a pretty significant
That is a
at that
good
time.
number,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
How do you source an agent?
I had a buddy who I played with at BYU. His name is Brian Banks. Great ball player here in the Valley, and he had an agent. He's like, I like my guy. Talk to him.
There you go.
Called him, and he's like, yeah, absolutely.
All right. And you immediately just defied exactly what he said to do.
Yeah, we didn't have the best relationship after that. I mean, you have to understand, like, if I had $5 in my pocket to go to school for lunch, like, I felt like I was a pretty big deal. So when they came in there like 150, I was like, absolutely.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
What do you it's always fascinating to me. Is it literally one check?
With 2 checks.
2 checks.
2 big checks.
And then you have to pay probably 5 to 7% to your agent, and then you got to pay taxes, and then Shayla buys ice.
Shayla bought ice.
And then what's
made
left?
it.
And then what's left?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot left. After the taxes hurt a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
Did you make them give you one of the large checks that
I wanted to.
Happy Gilmore,
the
the Happy Gilmore check.
Yeah, I wanted to for sure.
That's great.
Where did you go? Where was your first assignment?
So I got sent to Idaho Falls.
Oh, kind of in the area that you were, kind of.
I mean,
Midwestern more. I guess that's
Like
considered Pacific Northwest now.
Northwest, I
Yeah.
would say. Yeah.
Idaho, Iowa. Similar people? No?
No.
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 What was the city?
Idaho Falls.
Idaho Falls. Is that A ball or is that
It was rookie ball.
rookie ball?
Rookie ball. So
Pioneer League. at that time?
Pioneer
Yep.
League,
Yep.
back in the day, like if you get signed, it was in the middle of the year, so they had short season, which I think they completely banged short
Yeah, they
season
did.
now.
Yeah.
But they would send you off to get a taste of pro ball for 2 years. You'd ride the buses, you'd stay in the hotels. You know, you got to see what it was like. So
2 months. A taste for a couple months.
For a
right?
couple months.
Yeah, 2 years, because it did happen for other people for 2 years.
Not
I want to clarify.
Yeah, wait. What
Yeah.
does that mean? Say it. I don't know what you're saying.
Like sending them to a rookie league, a short season. I mean, literally like 50-something games in 65 days. It was
Okay.
literally getting a taste of professional baseball.
And then when you're done with that, are you done for
you're
the
done.
year?
Yeah, you're done for the year, and then either you're going to get invited back to instructional league, and then you're really looking to spring training, right? But the way the draft was at that time, it was filling in those rosters. So you were getting prospects like Widd, and then filling in with college seniors or
Right.
passed over guys and filling in roster spots. But really with expectations of you are going to be playing for 2 months, and then spring training comes and you're going to be gone.
Did they look at you a little different since you were in the third round? Was it like, oh, that's the guy that we got in the third round?
yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, yeah, if you have money behind you, and that's still the case today, right?
Yeah.
You got money behind you, you're going to be fine. You're going to still play. You're going to give as many chances as they can.
Yeah, long-term blue chip stock. You give it more chances to
Right.
perform than you would a penny stock.
My case was a little bit different because I was old. I served a mission. I went back to school, so I was like a senior.
But
So-
they had invested that much
But they
money
put some
into
money
it.
in.
Yeah.
So I had.
Did you feel like an added pressure, like I got to do this because they're looking at me?
No, I was like,
never thought
I'm
about
playing
that.
ball and somebody's paying me.
Yeah.
You kidding me? This is
What was it a month back then? Because I'll tell you what me and Tim made a month.
$850 a month.
I don't feel that bad.
No, but we got 600, and we didn't get 150,000
That's
to
right.
start.
Yeah,
we didn't get any.
Yeah, ours was $600 a month.
600, but we got Tony Roma's after wins.
That's right.
So
We got
Wins
Ribs.
only.
we got leftover concession stand hot dogs.
All right.
Yeah.
Almost wins, losses didn't matter. We were kind of rolling big.
Yeah, yeah.
So you made it all the way up to big league camp, right?
I said
mean,
big league spring training. You got to
Yeah.
invite to big league camp. And I looked around the room, and there's Tony Gwynn and Trevor Hoffman and Wally Joyner,
Oh my gosh,
Caminetti,
so
Ricky
cool.
Henderson.
Jesus.
Like
Well,
these.
That was they won the World Series around then, didn't they?
Yeah, that's why.
98,
That's why I didn't make the team. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Totally.
obviously,
Got screwed.
That's.
obviously.
I had a chance.
Part of the reason, I mean, Widd is so good at life, and we like talking to people that are good at life. Great family man, great husband. But I got to go to his 40th birthday a long time ago, and a few years ago.
Damn, son.
I left there.
Eat that egg sandwich.
I knew he was a great guy, and I knew we were good friends. But when I saw videos of just his childhood, that's where I saw the football highlights, the baseball highlights, the swimming pictures. And then he's dunking. Then he's playing a didgeridoo. Then he's helping people find Christ. All these things he's doing, he's amazing. He's getting drafted 4 times. And then he starts posting these pictures that he draws on social media. And they're portraits of his kids that are just outstanding. And then, like, what can't you do, Widd?
Right.
Please, let's.
And meanwhile, you're wearing a fucking donkey suit on Millen
Yeah,
baseline.
I felt so much
waving
worse
people
about
in
myself
to buy
at the
fucking
time.
Pollo Funditos.
What have I done with
Do
my
fucking
life?
something.
Yeah.
Jesus. My goodness. But what is there something, like to Tim's point, is there something that you go, man, I keep trying that, or I tried that and that just ain't me and I can't do that?
I mean, I don't know.
Let's leave it that you can't think of anything.
Yeah.
He's so indecisive.
I basically conquer everything that's in my path. So
Yeah.
The only thing I can't do is get to my son's game because you guys keep talking to me. So, well, Widd, we appreciate the time. This has been awesome. A lot of fun to talk to you. Just like when we go to lunch or whatever, hang out. It's always fun to be with you, and you're inspiration to a lot of people.
yeah, thanks, Widd.
This is a good group. I mean, I wouldn't hang out in public with this group, but
Yeah.
it's a good group.
Yeah.
We need some curtains over here, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't be seen with us. Yeah, we apologize for that one.
All right,
Yep.
let's peace out. Thanks, Widd.
Thanks, Widd.
Thanks, Widd.
Oh, now give me just a little bit, and I don't need a lot. Open up your heart, show me what you got. Sugar taste, sweet coffee. Give me just a little bit. Give me just a little bit, and I don't need a lot. Open up your heart, show me what you got. Sugar taste.